Welcome to today's discussion on the Men's Roundtable. This video aims to delve into the complex history of political rivalry between the Igbo and the Yoruba ethnic groups in Nigeria, spurred by recent tensions and heated exchanges following the 2023 elections. To these conflicts between the Igbo and Yoruba, particularly in Lagos, have escalated in social media spaces, driven largely by youth who might not be fully aware of the historical background of the relationship between these two major ethnic groups. It's crucial to remember that this rivalry was initially healthy, grounded in educational, intellectual, and political accomplishment. We'll focus specifically on the political angle. This rivalry traces back to the era of Nnamdi Azikiwe and Obafemi Awolowo, towering political figures from the Igbo and Yoruba ethnic groups, respectively. In the 1930s, the Yorubas held significant sway in Nigeria's political and economic sector, boasting a larger presence in civil service and professional fields, with a fairly large share of teachers, clerks, lawyers, doctors, engineers, and even reverend fathers compared to the other ethnic groups in Nigeria. Nnamdi Azikiwe returned from the US in 1934 and worked to bridge the gap by encouraging young Igbo men to pursue education abroad. He noticed this wide gap, thus made a tour of the eastern provinces, inspiring Igbo young men in their hundreds to go abroad for training. When these Igbo abroad-trained intellectuals started to return home to take up jobs in the civil service, economic and political sectors of the country, the yawning gap between these two ethnic groups began to thin. By the early 1950s, the gap was almost non-existent, with the Igbos poised to surpass the Yorubas in both private and public sector of the economy. This singular effort of Nnamdi Azikiwe contributed to a rise in Igbo social mobility, reducing the Yoruba socio-economic dominance and sparking the notion of Igbo domination. The Yoruba political leaders had thought that the Yoruba superiority in social, economic, and political sector would continue until Azikiwe appeared on the Nigerian political scene at a time when the Igbos had little or no voice in the politics of the country. Yet through his journalistic skills, he awakened his ethnic compatriots and inspired them into attaining position in the socio-economic sphere of the country. Founded in 1934, the NYM was Nigeria's first multi-ethnic political organization aimed at fostering national advancement. Leaders like Eyo Ita, James Churchill Vanguard, Ernest Ikuli, Samuel Akisanya, and Obafemi Awolowo were notable members. In 1937, Nnamdi Azikiwe returned to Nigeria from Ghana and joined the movement, introducing Pan-African consciousness to the NYM. This, as well as the input of H.O. David, who returned in 1938, gave the NYM a strong nationalistic outlook. The development and cohesion of the nationalistic spirit, as proposed by the NYM, resonated across the nation, with the branches of the NYM opening in major cities across Nigeria. In October 1938, NYM won elections for the Lagos Town Council, ending the dominance of Herbert Macaulay and the National Democratic Party. Conflict in NYM started in 1941, when by-election was to be held on the 5th of March 1941 for the Lagos seat in the Legislative Council of Nigeria, due to the resignation of the incumbent member Kofi Abayomi of the NYM, who resigned in order to move to the United Kingdom to take up Rhodes Scholarship. Internal party primary were held, where Samuel Akisanya, supported by Nnamdi Azikiwe, received 108 votes, while the other two contestants, Ernest Ikoli, who had the support of Obafemi Awolowo, got 60 votes, and Akinola Major 30 votes. However, the NYM Central Committee chose Ikoli as the party candidate. Azikiwe criticized this, accusing the party of discrimination against Ijebos and Igbos. Samuel Akisanya would later run as an independent candidate, losing to Ernest Ikoli. Nnamdi Azikiwe and Samuel Akisanya left the NYM, leading to the accusation of ethnic discrimination. Azikiwe and Akisanya exit from the NYM led to its eventual disintegration, marking a pivotal point in the Igbo-Yoruba political divide. The Igbo Union, established in 1936, united Igbo interests in Lagos and was seen as a political strength. This unity among Igbo people led Awolowo to establish the Egbe Omo Oduduwa, Association of the Descendants of Oduduwa, a Yoruba cultural association, in 1945. The National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, NCNC, led by Azikiwe, and Awolowo's Action Group AG, emerged as major political parties. Tensions escalated when some NCNC allies crossed over to AG, blocking Azikiwe's goal of becoming premier of the Western region. During Nigerian Civil War, it was alleged that Awolowo initially suggested the Western region would secede if the East did, but later became the Minister of Finance, supporting the federal war effort. Accusations arose that Awolowo's policy, including food blockades, exacerbated the sufferings in the Eastern region, which resulted in mass starvation and deaths among the Igbos. Understanding these historical contexts provides a foundation for a more informed and respectful discourse. History teaches us that knowing it is key to avoiding the mistakes of the past. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comment, subscribe and stay informed.